He's gone. Well, they did always say
up there
gone.
going with the TikToks everyone's sending where it's like, bum, cha, 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 cha.
What's up, everybody? We're the Creepy Couple. I'm Mike.
I'm Sam.
And today we're going to talk about episode 5 of The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Like always, this is a spoiler review, so if you haven't seen the episode yet, go check that out and then come back and see us. So this is probably the longest episode they've had, right?
Yeah.
And it definitely had a ton of content in there. So this episode takes place right after the last episode when Captain Butthole, aka John Walker, killed that member of the Flag Smashers. So he's running down the street, bloody shield and everything, into an empty warehouse. And this is when the PTSD is really hitting.
When he was like going through his like flashbacks and stuff, you hear that there's great expectation that comes with being with Captain America, which I feel like he is like, I had to be just like Steve or better. And it's like, no, sweetie. You're not him. Yeah. You're you. And that's where he got lost. And that's exactly why he started going down the path he's going down.
In fact, one of his memories is Battlestar saying, you always make the right decisions in the heat of battle. Well, clearly, he didn't this time.
Yeah, no.
So
that was
bit of a loss there, buddy.
Eesh.
So Sam and Bucky meet up with him at the warehouse, and they're trying to reason with him. And Sam's doing what he does best, like we know from the last episode when he was talking to Carly. He's trying to console him. He has a lot of experience with that and talk him down. Damage control, really. Mm-hmm. And in talking to him to do damage control, he mentions to just give him the shield. So Walker obviously sees that as like, oh, you're just trying to take the shield from me, you know, like that they're not really there to help. Gives a little douchey smirk when he says that, and then asks if they really want to do this, and Bucky just looks up with the best smirk ever, then and just goes, yeah, we do. And then the fight happens. I have been waiting for them.
I think Bucky was waiting for it too. He was like, I can't wait.
Me and Bucky were waiting at the same time for this. We both wanted to see them just F his day up, and it was a good fight. The boys still come out on top. Walker got some hits in, even ripping Sam's wings apart.
Oh, that was really like kind of traumatizing. I was like, oh my God.
That was a bad tear, but they ultimately get the shield, which is great. Walker's arm is broken, which is like the best way they got it. They just snap his arm and take it. Kind of does, not gonna lie. So here's this whole time, 4 straight episodes of you and I basically saying, yeah, that's how the government is, just fucking things up left and right. But now we're actually like, you know what?
They stepped in.
For a brief moment there. You guys did good. You did good there.
You told him off. But you also made him angry, and he's unstable. Yeah. And still did not get that therapy.
No, he still didn't get that therapy. And now that he was stripped of his titles, he lost all his benefits, they said. So guess what? Now you can't even afford therapy because you don't have insurance, buddy.
Yeah.
So he's kind of done.
Everything taken.
And you see him lose it in the court, too. This is the one thing I do like, that I do sympathize with him on. He's losing it because he's telling them, you made me this way. I did everything you have told me to do, made every move that you wanted me to, and have gone on like basically countless missions, done everything for you, and this is what you're doing to me. You made me this way. So I do feel sympathetic to him in that sense. So after the whole court scene, though, we see a woman named Valentina Fontaine come up to Walker and his fiancée, and neither one of us know who Valentina Fontaine is. I've never read about her in any comic.
All we know is that people call her Val, but don't actually call her Val. Do it in your mind. That's it. That's all we know at this point.
Great line.
And that she has purple highlights. That's all I know.
Yeah. And she came by to sympathize with him. And she said she'll give him a call. And I think we can agree that this is definitely, or she will definitely play a pivotal role in him becoming U.S. agent. Yeah. Whether it be through like maybe some funding or whatnot, giving him the proper resources. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I agree.
But he's not the only one with some drama. We got more issues with the Flag Smashers now, and a lot of their members are being arrested in hopes of trying to find Carly, but she went into hiding, and nobody's able to find her. and the Flag Smashers end up going back to where they were originally stationed, and the GRC evicted everybody.
Yeah,
that was there.
They shut the whole thing down. They accused them of like hiding them and everything like that, and they were like, "Well, see you later, bye."
Now, we were just talking about the U.S. government doing a good thing. Now here's another government organization coming in and basically trying to control people again, control refugees. Some of it a little too much and not a lot needed to get explained. But we do jump to Sokovia now, where we finally get to see the monument that Zemo's talking about in honor of the victims of the Age of Ultron incident. Mm-hmm. And Bucky shows up, and basically they just talk about what Bucky and Sam are going to do about Carly. And Zemo definitely doesn't agree with it, but he's going to go along with it. Bucky's got a gun in his hand, though, and points it at Zemo. And Zemo definitely looks accepting.
He's accepting
of
like,
it.
yes, finally.
You got to think what was going on in his head, because he mentioned... Because
he wants to. He just wants to go.
He wants to see his family. Bucky pulls a trigger. Nothing.
Yeah, he
opens the left hand, drops the bullets. That was, I think, a pivotal moment for Bucky, because Zemo was saying how he was programmed to kill, but Bucky made the conscious decision to not load the gun, to not kill him.
And I think it was also to prove something to Zemo of, like, you're not right about me.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, I'm done. I'm done with that.
Yeah. And you definitely saw that look on Zemo's face that he was wrong.
Yeah.
But then we get arguably the greatest army that we have seen, the Dora Milaje, come in and take Zemo away.
And they're sending him to the raft, which I was surprised. I thought they were gonna be like, you're going back to Wakanda to face trial for everything. And they were like, nah, we're going to drop you off at the raft. See you later.
That's cool.
Oh, okay.
That's cool, because the raft is huge in Marvel Comics, so hopefully we see a little more of that. But one thing that I anticipate and am disappointed in that, and I want to know your feelings on, could this be the last time we see Zemo?
No. I don't want it to be.
I don't want it to be either.
Everybody has been making these amazing memes about him being a sugar daddy to Sam and Bucky, and I am here for it. It's so funny how it's like he started off as this man who was a terrorist, and he broke up the Avengers and this and that, and he's terrible, and now everybody's like, I want Zemo to be my sugar daddy.
So now we get into some deeper issues that the show addressed again with Isaiah Bradley. Sam visits him, and he's got the shield, and then Isaiah goes into more detail about exactly what happened to him.
So sad.
Very sad, and again, government did one thing right with John Walker earlier this episode, and here's further evidence.
Here's 25 more things they did wrong.
Basically.
Like, what the hell, man?
There's so much that he went over in this. Basically, when he was serving, he explained that they just gave a bunch of people different serum and didn't explain what it was, just said it was for tetanus and then just see what happens. But some of them got captured and were POWs. And Isaiah was saying how the government was just going to blow up that whole area to cover the evidence.
And they're not evidence. They were his,
people.
Yeah.
They're his friends. They're the men that he served with. So obviously he had a bond with them. He wasn't going to let that happen. Breaks out, goes and rescues them. And then they did unfortunately die from the serum, but the government was like, oh, you're the only survivor? How'd that happen? Jails him for 30 years and just does constant experiments on him. Like, what the hell? He was an American hero and they did this to him then? And something even more messed up that the government did that just affected Isaiah's personal life is declaring him dead so they could keep doing the experiments on him.
And the wife would move on.
And then, so his wife went on thinking that her husband's dead while he's jailed, and then she ends up passing. He never got to say goodbye, never got to see her again, and she passed thinking that her husband died. Meanwhile, here he is alive being tested on by the government. He's so bitter about Captain America, but it wasn't Steve. I get the bitterness. But it wasn't Steve. It's the government. And Sam understands that, though.
Yeah.
You know? And this is, again, why Steve is different and why Steve is the embodiment of Captain America and all that should be good in this country.
Yeah. And he definitely saw that in Sam, and that's why he wanted to pass that on to him.
Absolutely. We do get some more heartfelt stuff, though, in this episode. Sam and Sarah are trying to fix up the boat. And we get the typical Disney Channel original movie montage when there's a bunch of stuff that you have to fill in that really isn't that important, so but we want to show it anyway in like a matter of seconds, and it's just a montage of the two of them being bros fixing up the boat, which I love.
Yeah, it was cute. It was very nice to see like Sam's community and the sister with her sons and everything.
But the heartwarming feeling quickly passes when it jumps right to John Walker with Battlestar's family. And lying.
I just feel so bad for these people.
Oh my god. Do you
want
to go into this?
He said it through the whole episode. Yeah, that guy killed Hoskins. And it's like, no, he didn't. Stop it. Yeah. You're literally trying to tell yourself and justify what you did, the wrong thing that you did.
But then we get the boys with the shield again, and I thought it was going to be more of a training scene. Turns out they're kind of just playing catch with it in a way, like a frisbee. Yeah, like a
ultimate frisbee. They're practicing to make the team.
Bucky goes into, a little more detail about what that shield meant. He was saying that shield represented his last remaining family. Because you got to think about that. Once he came out of everything and he found Steve was the only other person that he knew from back in the day. That's his only family. And this is all he has left. So when Sam gave up the shield, he felt like that last little bit of family was lost. Probably added to his trauma as well.
Yeah.
And we basically confirmed. I can't.
Bitch is dead. Stephen Grant Rogers is buried 6 feet under.
But then we get into some more detail about Bucky's nightmares again. He's still getting them because he's trying to make amends with people. And Sam gives him stronger heart-to-heart where he says, you shouldn't be making amends and saying sorry. You should be helping these people. And it should give him some more closure. You think he's going to his elderly friend from the first episode.
Yeah, because Sam is like referencing about how there's at least one person you can go do this for. And I really think it's going to be him because that's the top of his list.
That is. And let's just say, Sam looks damn good with that shield.
Yeah, he does. It looks, like I said when we were watching it, it looks like it belongs.
Yep.
Just like it was with Steve. It's very naturally there. Like, it should be there.
Yeah. It just feels right.
Yeah.
We get the full Sam training sequence. Whole training montage. The only thing, my jaw dropped during this whole training sequence because it was fantastic. And first thing I said was, that's the true new Captain America. We're finally at the end where we see the Flag Smashers in New York linking up with Batroc the Leaper because he wants to kill Sam after all the shit Sam pulled in episode 1.
Oh, boy, bitch.
And they end up pinging just on their phone all these other civilians in Central Park and basically have this whole army because they want to stop the GRC from passing a bill that's going to move the refugees.
Yes.
Because they want to keep them all back. And you see them start some kind of action at the meeting, but it doesn't go any further than that.
Yeah, it kind of just like cuts.
It cuts and goes to Sam opening this box that Bucky left for him, and you don't know what's in there. I don't know about you. I assume it's a new suit.
I think it's a suit and possibly wings, but I definitely think suit 100%.
If it's an identical version of Sam's Captain America suit in the comics with the wings, I am going to lose my mind. It's a gorgeous suit. We do get a bonus scene.
Guess who's back? It's a psychopath.
More of Captain Butthole. Now transitioning further towards U.S. agent, making his own shield.
He still didn't go therapy.
This is his therapy.
This is his 15-minute crafts from YouTube is his therapy.
Thank you all for watching. Please subscribe, comment, like, share, and we'll talk to you later.